What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. We are bringing you the second game of the Tokyo series. I wanted to bring this to you because it is here. Last game until next week, and then it is full bore into that season. If you've never been here before, normally when it's a full slate, 15 games or, the normal amount of games, we go through the entire slate. We look at pitchers, we look at batters, we look at top bats, we look at batter splits, we look at everything. We build lineups, we do it all. But since this is the showdown, it's going to be a little bit different, but stick around. At the end of the video, I will link a video from last year so you can kind of get a feel of maybe what you've been missing or what you missed last year. A lot of you guys are new since the last MLB season. That's how you found us. You stuck around with us through NFL, which we killed it. You've been sticking around with us with our NBA content, so make sure you go check that on the site. We also do NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, NASCAR, and MMA. So we try to have giveaways every single video. We try to. 2 ways to have the giveaways. Here's how it normally goes. 50 likes, you've left a comment on this video, and you've liked the video, and you will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that's a week of all sports, not just MLB. If the video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on the video, a chance at a lifetime pass worth $500. The second way to win, a normal way, we're not going to do that here, but we're going to do that when the season starts, is once there's a keyword or key phrase, you'll say it, type it in, and have a chance at a free week. So, that being said, we did not hit 50 likes yesterday. The video came out kind of late. I didn't know if I'd even be able to get a video out there. There was only 8 comments on the video as well. So, I know we can do better this video. I know that's exactly what is going to happen. So, that being said, I would love to know, were any of you awake for this game? It was 5 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. Pacific time. I'm very curious if you guys were actually awake to watch the game. Start off pretty slow. The Dodgers ended up winning it. We kind of figured they would, but that's kind of what happened. But we are looking right now, Dodgers, Cubs, Sasaki versus Justin Steele. The Dodgers a 155 money line favorite with an over-under of 7.5, which hopefully it is that there's enough runs there that we can take advantage of. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at everything in this game. We're going to see what we have. We're going to look at the 2 pitchers. Obviously, Sasaki has never seen the Cubs before, and it's a little bit different. Coming over, we have no stats on him outside of kind of how he's been doing in spring training. So that being said, we have also got Justin Steele. So Justin Steele, in his career against the Dodgers bats, 45 plate appearances, 24.4 K percentage, only 8.9 walk percentage, and a 225 batting average, along with a 302 WOBA. So if you look at that, then we can dig in just a little bit more. So you dig in, you click in the numbers, and you see how they've done. Not a ton of plays here, so not a ton of BVPs. Tommy Edmonds 4 for 10 with a double, 2 strikeouts. That's okay, batting 400. Muncy 2 for 5 with a home run. You do have Chris Taylor 1 for 4 with a home run. Freddie Freeman was a late scratch in the middle of the night when I was asleep. He was in one of my lineups. It sounds like he's 75% ready to go for this game. Well, obviously, that's the only problem. I would play lightly in this one. I know you guys want to play a lot. You want a sports bet. You want to do all that, but be careful, because if you're not up throughout the entire night, or maybe you don't work the overnight shift, you might miss a ton of the news that comes out, a couple hours before the first pitch there. So overall, not a ton of success. Chris Taylor has 1 hit, Miguel Rojas 1 hit, Will Smith has 1 hit, and none of the Cubs bats have seen him in action. But outside of that, you look at the batter splits. I mean, you look at what we do here. So Ohtani, obviously number 1, had a double yesterday, sparked the comeback or the rally, whatever you want to call it, to win the game, or not win the game, but score runs. Teoscar Hernandez, we usually like to take him against a lefty. Didn't do anything yesterday in Tuesday's game, but hopefully he does something here against a lefty. And we're going to look at all the numbers. We're going to look at that stuff as well. Conforto would be a lefty-on-lefty matchup there. if he plays. Mookie Betts is out. Freddie Freeman is 50-50 whether or not he's going to play. Kike Hernandez would be an option that I would definitely look at. If Freeman is in, I love Freeman here. It's just he's got a rib injury, like rib cage cartilage, and obviously you've got to use that to swing. So that's definitely something we look at. Will Smith is another one that I would look at against a lefty. I love Tommy Edman being a switch hitter as well. Flip side of that, we don't really know how long Sasaki's going to go. Don't know if he's going to be on a short leash because he's here, but now he's back in Tokyo. He's in Japan pitching in front of the crowd, the same place where he won with Ohtani in the World Baseball Classic. But who do we want there? Seiya Suzuki, I would look at him. I would look at Kyle Tucker. Michael Busch would be a cheaper option if you're playing. Pete Crow Armstrong, while he's had a pretty good spring, he didn't do anything in the first game of this series. So that's definitely something to look at. Miguel Amaya is the one who scored as the first RBI of the season. I think Dansby Swanson has the first hit, and then Amaya brought him in for that. So there's some to play. You don't know what we're going to get out of there. But what I wanted to do is kind of go over a couple of things like we did yesterday and what we usually do. So at the end of the video, we are going to give you maybe the top 5 players according to simulation. So what we do is, if you've never been here before, we do 10,000 simulations before the video starts. And normally we do 20,000 simulations by the end, just like we do in NBA. But we're not doing that for this because it's 5 a.m. my time, and things can happen and change a little bit. So we'll do those top bats at the end, and usually we do top 15 to 20 every single day. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. But just if you didn't see yesterday's video, it's in Tokyo. It is a dome. The venue's completely indoors. It's symmetrical, and the fences are slightly brought in more than they are in the MLB, so you would think home runs would be aplenty. There's a 13-foot high wall, though, that is, promotes doubles and keeps the ball in play a little bit, but we didn't see a home run yesterday. We didn't see what we wanted to see. We didn't see the sparks. I think we see that in this game here. So looking at that, there is a chance for home runs. Looking at early simulations, it's currently simulated 2.02 home runs, which, we'll see. And the projections and simulations are thinking Ohtani has the best chance. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, and that Justin Steele is going to give up more home runs. Now, these obviously are just simulations. It's kind of what we see. But the probability, top 5 players to have the best probability of home runs in this slate, Ohtani's number 1, Muncy's number 2, Kyle Tucker's number 3, Teoscar Hernandez is number 4, Freddie Freeman is number 5. Now, that's if Freeman obviously plays. So, kind of thinking in that same realm, where are we at for batter split? So this is what I wanted to bring you. Now, this is usually updated on our site, and it's color coordinated and everything like that. It's updated daily, so you guys are able to see what kind of plays you can look at there. But kind of just looking at this, these are the Dodgers bats against left-handed pitching. So if you look at this from last year, Freddie Freeman had 224 plate appearances against left-handed pitching, 48 hits, which included 29 singles, 11 doubles, a triple, and 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. Did have 34 strikeouts, though. Batted .250 against left-handed pitching. Now, these will be simplified during the season when we have the entire thing. Let me pause the video and bring that up and see if it's more easily readable real quick. Okay, so I kind of wanted to show you what the batter splits will look like completely, and then kind of show you the cheat sheet, which you could expect the cheat sheet to be moving forward when the full season is in play yet. But looking at this, you can kind of just see the batters that have had success, whether or not, like Mookie Betts, he's not in, but he had 307 batting average. You had a 287 with Ohtani, so Ohtani makes a ton of sense. I think you got to get him in your lineups when you're building. But what I wanted to show you is our batter splits, and these are updated daily during the season. But you can see, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have it like this or I'm going to have it in a chart like we have our other things that we've updated on the website. This one's more color coordinated, but some people don't, some people are colorblind and you just want to look at numbers. So you could go through, you could, just for instance, if you wanted to sort or filter it, and then you wanted to filter by these two teams, you can go through, you can go Cubs, and obviously this is last year, so some of these players aren't on the team, But how they did last year, walk percentage, K, walk per 9, or ball per strike, and everything else, batting average and everything like that. You can go through there and you can check everything out on there. Obviously, we don't have anything to go off of except for last year, but the darker the green, the better options they are. So kind of the same thing with left-handed pitching. So you've got Dodgers as left-handed going up against a left-handed pitcher here. So if you wanted to go off of their stats from last year, and this is kind of the only way you wanted to do it, you could look at it. Color coordinated, you can see that Mookie Betts makes a ton of sense. He's out. You got Teoscar Hernandez against a left-handed pitcher. I like that. It's got a 586 slugging, 945 OPS, 289 isolated power. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for batter splits in that instance. So you have that. So that's righty-lefty. We have that. This is what you can expect in, obviously this was baseball. This was during the playoffs last year. But when it is a full slate of games, we have up to 7 players at each position for cash, 7 players at each position for tournaments in the order that we like them. Then we have the stacks. So pitchers to target against, the team to stack, and the projected stack ownership. All of this is entered into here. Now, a lot of you guys liked what we brought to the table last year. You asked for ownership for both Fanduel and DraftKings, so we brought you guys that as well. So those will be here when they're back. Weather obviously plays a factor. We update the weather there. We have, if there's an early slate, we build you lineups for early, main, both Fanduel and DraftKings, and boomstick shots. We had 111 correct. I had 111 correct calls for baseball, for home runs. We love it. We love to take our bets. I like home run bets, and I like over-under 1.5 base bets. So that's kind of what you could expect for the season when we get into the season. But again, weather's not going to be a factor in this game. We are good to go in that situation. Looking forward to that, we're going to build a couple of lineups. Now, not a ton to go over in this video outside of some of the picks, but I do want to build some of these lineups. But before we do that, like I said, we are going to give you the batters. I'm going to give you the top 10 batters for these two teams according to early projections. Now, these projections will update normally throughout the day on a normal slate. So, the number 1 batter right now through 10,000 simulations, Kyle Tucker. Number 2 is Freddie Freeman. If he plays, this is a big one. Number 3 is Max Muncy. Number 4 is Will Smith. 5 is Teoscar Hernandez. 6 is Ian Happ. 7 is Miguel Rojas. 8, Shohei Ohtani. 9, Miguel Amaya. And number 10 is Tommy Edman. If you want to go even further a little bit, if they start, 11 is Michael Conforto. 12, Seiya Suzuki. 13, Michael Busch. 14, Andy Pajes. And number 15 is Pete Crow Armstrong, or PCA. So those are early projected players through 10,000 simulations. We gave you the batters that have the best odds for home runs according to simulations. We did not see that yesterday, but that is what I want to do. So we usually have a game or a giveaway, but we only had 8 comments in yesterday's video, and we only had 28 likes. So if we can get to 50, we will have a giveaway for a free week. Now, up until the start of the real regular season, we are going to have the option for you. If you want to email us, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1, @gmail.com. And you want to get into our yearly pass, normally $199. You want to get into it for only $75. Email me and say you are interested, and we will get you set up. That is through the start of the season. Once the season starts, it will go back up to $199. That full year includes a year of everything. So that will be the entire NFL season, the majority of next NBA season, the majority of the NASCAR season this year, and the start of next year, PGA, MMA, the entirety of the 2025 MLB season as well. We've got it all for you, so if you want to check that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to build a kind of a lineup here. Now, pitching, you can use pitching on DraftKings. You cannot use pitching on FanDuel. I can't remember. I swore we could use pitchers on FanDuel last year. I might be wrong, but I could have swore that. But we do have Sasaki versus Justin Steele. If you want to look at Sasaki here, there's nothing to go off of. He didn't pitch at all last year. You look at Justin Steele. Did not have the best matchup here. He had flu-like symptoms, then he got bumped back, and then he came in and he gave up 10 hits, 7 runs on 10 hits. So he has been hit kind of hard. Overall, you know, the Dodgers haven't seen him much, but the season, you know, it's been a little bit. His spring training, it's 9.35 ERA. And I believe their spring is over. I think they are good to go. They are ready to go. So their spring is over. Not the best. And I definitely want to see some sort of stack here of complete Dodgers guys. Now, I think obviously the obvious one would be Ohtani. But I want to get a little bit different. I want to save a little bit of money. I want to put in Hernandez there. Then I'll get Ohtani. Okay? That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Tommy Edman, who's a switch hitter. I like that. I like Pete Crow Armstrong because he does have stolen base potential just like Ohtani does. John Birdie also has that, and he should start right now. So that leaves us about 9,200 here, which we can afford if, in fact, Freeman is in. He's 75% chance to be in. I like that. Mookie Betts is out. So if Freeman is in, I am good with that one. If he is out, then I would take that away and either go Suzuki against Sasaki or I'd go Muncy against Justin Steele there as well. So at the moment, I'm going to put in Freeman, and I'm going to be good to go there. So I'm going to enter that one. So we'll do one more. Now I'm here. Yes, I'm in a legal place. I don't know why it does that. I'm not even on a VPN, so I don't know why it likes to do that sometimes. It's really weird. So now, let's say Sasaki, I don't know, 16.5 is kind of a steep price to put him in there. And I don't even know if we could get someone in there. Let's get Sasaki in there. Let's not go Ohtani. Let's go Tucker. Let's go Suzuki and Hernandez. Pete, yeah, see, then you can't. 3,300 the rest of the way. Bruhan's not going to play. So that's where it gets a little sketchy to put Sasaki in there. And we don't even know how long he's going to go in this game. So that is where it gets a little different there. Let's put Ohtani at top. Hernandez, Sasaki. Oh, no. Why did it do that? Ohtani, Hernandez. Let's go Muncy. Pete Crow Armstrong. Did Matt Shaw play? No. Or yeah. 0 for 4. 23-year-old is the Cubs' top prospect, batted 5th in his MLB debut Tuesday, but failed to make an impact at the plate. Earned the opening day nod at third after a strong showing. Oh, he has earned it. So let's put him in there. Maybe he has a bounce-back day. And now we're at 7,400. So Tommy Edman makes sense. I think I want to go with Tommy Edman. So that is a way to get in Ohtani there. You pay down at the 2 positions for the Cubs, and we'll kind of see how it goes. FanDuel is a little bit different. We don't have pitchers. Everyone's going to be on Ohtani for MVP. Let's put Hernandez in there. So Hernandez is there. Then you've got Ohtani for star. Birdie, Amaya, and Pete Crow Armstrong is a lineup we can go with there. That is one of them. And then if we wanted to do a different one, Ohtani being expensive. Now, the pricing doesn't change. But let's put Ohtani as MVP. Hernandez there. And then let's change it up a little bit. Let's get Edman in there. And now we're at about $5K each if you want to go in that situation. And that's where it gets, let's go Matt Shaw, and then we're at 60 or 5,500. So we can go up. You go Pete Crow Armstrong, you go John Birdie. Did Turner play at all? No. But Turner's that backup dude. And that's kind of where we're at there. So kind of looking at this, depending. Pete Crow Armstrong, I don't mind. Kind of almost the same lineup. We've switched it up a little bit. We put Ohtani at the top, Hernandez as your star. Again, you don't have pitching for FanDuel, so that's kind of what it's like there. And there you have it. That is a breakdown of this one-game slate. Not the best slate because it's one game. I cannot wait to bring you guys the full breakdown every single day. Normally what I'm able to do is I am able to film the video the night before at right after lineups lock. That's what I love about MLB. So NBA, you can't really do that because people get hurt during the game or we don't know the odds or anything like that. But what's awesome with the way baseball works, we pretty much know who the starting pitchers are going to be for almost every single team. There might be a couple that are changed. There might be openers where then you don't know. But I'm able to bring you more information in the MLB season because I have more time to research. So I'm able to get the video out the night before. I'm also then able to start building everything. We obviously can't update the splits. We can't update a lot of the stats because the games are just starting for the night before. We can do that in the morning. We bring you all of that information. We bring you that. We bring you bets that we like. So if I were to look at bets for this game, if I were to go home run bets, I probably would go Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez. And this is if you want to do a little same game parlay for maybe like $1 or something like that, just to get your feet wet for MLB because I know everyone's waiting for it. But like Ohtani for a home run. Hernandez for a home run. Kyle Tucker would be another one I would look at. I might look at Will Smith and Freddie Freeman if he plays. I might look at Tommy Edman. I don't know. He's not the biggest power hitter, but he could be a sneaky option, and the odds are probably pretty good for you. Now, I'm not saying to bet all of those at the same time. I'm not saying do a same-game parlay with all 5 or 6 or 10, whatever you think it's going to be. Maybe a couple of them. Sprinkle those in there. Maybe get a bet in there on Ohtani. He's got to be an impact bat here. Or over-under bases. I would take those guys as well for over-under bases. So, that being said, if you look at the MLB tabs, you want to just see what we had last year. Simulation models, Vegas odds, batter splits, which we've talked extensively about today. BVP matchups. So BVP is a thing. Not everyone likes to use it, but we like to bring it to you, so it's more information for you. Stolen base targets, our cheat sheet that we showed you. The chalk play, so if you play cash games with MLB, it shows you the chalk for the day. You can check that out, the highest owned people at each position. Ballpark ratings. Ballpark's a huge thing. Cincinnati, Great American Small Park. Balls fly out of there more than any other ballpark, it seems. You got Coors. Coors bats, they're very expensive, but they are there. There's a reason they are there, and they bring a lot of bacon for you because the ball flies out of there a lot. So just a ton of things. Umpire factors, those are big things once we know that. Bullpen stats, obviously it's going to change. We got to wait. Some of these I want to wait about a couple of weeks to get some data in there because it's not always the best information because last year a lot of people have switched teams. Some people have retired. You come in there. The weather is cold in some ballparks, so it's not indicative of how it's actually going to happen. So the bullpens and some other things need a couple of weeks to warm up like the weather. Obviously, we got player projections just like normal, and then we got prop bets that we like. So I'm not sure if this is updated yet or it's going to be a broken link because we've updated our props and how we get to them. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to load yet because obviously the season hasn't started, but we are waiting just to kind of see. So yeah, this is kind of, we've got it connected with NBA. We had NFL this year. You can see a lot of green, a lot of red. We're not going to hit every single bet. I'm not Vegas Dave, but there are bets there. MLB bets from last year. So there you go. Certain games, we just didn't have them. You can see we love to do the over-unders and stuff like that for bases. You can see some of the for the full season, this is a lot. It looks like Christmas. And that's what I wanted to bring you. You can see opening day, or April 30th. Because I had it a different, that's right. We had it a different way for the first month of the season. I had it built differently, and people just didn't like it as much as they like this. But then April 30th, you can see 7. We went 7-0, and we put the record there. 7-0, 3-3, 4-2, 2-0, 2-3. We're gonna have good games. We're gonna have bad games. That's that. So those bets will be in there. A lot of things will be in there. Player projections. We'll have it all. Now, the video's done. If you guys are still sticking around to listen, that's awesome. That's what I want you to do. But I just wanted to bring you guys and show you what we have. So you can see, the batters, the pitchers, the projections, the last 5 games, the Vegas odds. We've got it all for you. This might be updated like our NBA stuff, which I think it's probably what I'm going to be doing. And it'll be a little bit easier to read. These just don't fit. I had to end up changing the theme of the video or the theme of the website because it wasn't coinciding with everything else. and it doesn't fit anymore, and we have not updated it for MLB yet. But I wanted to bring that guy to you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. If you want to check out our completely free Discord, that is down below as well. Let's have a fantastic hump day. Let's have a great second game of the season. It technically is the second game of the season. Dodgers, as of the making of this video, are on pace to go 162-0, which would be a modern day record. So let me know. Do you guys think the Dodgers are going to go 162-0? Let us know down below. Let's have a great second day. Good luck to anyone who's awake to watch this game.